Is olive oil really that good for your skin? Well, I thought there's no better person to have this discussion with other than Alex, who is actually from Milan, Italy, who is also my partner in crime. So today we're going to talk about all the reasons that olive oil is so important for your skin, what types of olive oil you should really be looking for whenever you're using it, whether it's internally or externally. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
And I did grow up in Milan, but my family is from Puglia, and that's where we source all our olive oil from. It's from our family farm, and we have a yearly harvest that are sent to us from Puglia to here, Austin, Texas, in the United States every year. So we get this fresh olive oil, cold press, organic, all the good stuff, all sourced from one region.
So we love to infuse olive oil into our products from his farm, his family farm in Italy. But the reason that I chose olive oil when creating this line was because I realized how many benefits it had, and particularly for mature skin. And of course, Minnie, our special guest, you may have seen her in previous videos. She is our 4-pound runt Yorkie, and she thinks that she is 400 pounds. Would you say that's correct?
Gorilla.
Yes, I would say so. Those little memes you see. So the question we're asking today is olive oil really that good for your skin? And of course, why it's that good for your skin.
I was lucky enough, I was born and raised in Milan, but my family is from south of Italy, Puglia to be precise, near Bari. And I was lucky enough to have fresh olive oil every year for free, basically for all of my life.
Hey!
Because of the family farm and this olive oil that we get from near Bari in Puglia, and this particular kind of olive that this olive oil comes from is one of the richest ones in polyphenols and antioxidant, just because the darkness of the olive oil. In fact, most olive oil, when you see it in restaurants all around, it's more like a yellow, golden yellow color. Ours is more of a dark green, kind of like a opaque color. It's not very clear because number one, it's cold press. Number two, it's all organic, and number three, we don't refine it. So the olive oil stays almost raw at its best state. This olive oil at that stage, without being heavily refined and cold pressed, and without having many alteration and all coming from one region only, gives you the certainty that this olive oil is going to be pure and is going to be able to give the best benefits to the product that we infuse it in with.
Okay, so to Alex's point, it's really important to know, what type of water is being used, what type of soil is being used, what the transportation is like, because whenever you extract the oil, there's this process time that needs to be really short. Like there's a very short window of processing time.
And if you sealed.
Right, and if you don't do that, you run the risk of it growing mold and then becoming rancid. So that processing time is a really short window. So that's why whenever you're using olive oil, if it's from multiple regions, it doesn't mean that it's rancid, but
you just never know. You don't know the
never
origin.
know.
You never know what kind of oils they mixed, how they were preserved, how they were stored, how they were processed.
Right.
You just don't know. Even if it's organic, sometimes, if it's mixed, to me, it's a no-no.
Yeah, so because then you really don't know about the quality. And our job is to really preserve the integrity of the product that we're serving, that we're infusing into our skincare. And also, I will say there's a lot of clickbait out there, because whenever I would just Google olive oil or on YouTube just to see what else was out there and what people were, saying about it, I would notice that people would say olive oil is bad for your skin, or that's what they would imply. And then 20 minutes into the video, you're hearing them talk about just applying olive oil directly onto the skin. So there's two different things I want to talk about today.
Right.
One, the benefits internally are different from the benefits topically. and Alex can attest to that because he grew up there in Italy eating olive oil every day for his entire life and still does, and now I do as well, and it's the benefits are amazing. But two, I don't really know anyone that puts olive oil directly on their skin. Now, I'm sure that there are some cases.
That's not how we use it in Italy.
That's not how we use it. And you have to consider the entire formulation. You have to understand and the chemistry that's involved. And we are not chemists, but I am a seasoned beauty professional, licensed esthetician, and I've been in the beauty industry for 25 years. And Alex grew up in Italy, and he has a wealth of knowledge around olives, the olive plant, the olive oil process, the quality. If you see a product and it says product of, that can just mean the packaging. So that doesn't necessarily even mean that it comes from the region.
Right. You got to see the source. On the back of the label, it tells you the source. And don't get me wrong, I've tried olive oils from all over the world. There are great olive oils, even from New Zealand. Go figure, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And but whenever you buy it, don't buy the mixed ones. I'm not telling you buy at all cost the Italian olive oil. Sure, I mean, I'm an ambassador, and I'd rather you buy that because I think it's one of the best in the world. But just make sure, even if it's from Spain, make sure it's 100% from Spain. It's from Tunisia, make sure it's 100% from Tunisia. It's from Greece, make sure it's 100% from Greece, and so forth. Just, make sure it's all coming from one source.
And we actually have a tip. If you're looking for olive oil to take internally, we actually buy, because we cook so much with it and we only get it shipped to us once a year from Italy for ourselves and also to infuse into our products. We supplement with the olive oil from Costco.
Yes, we have. We buy this specific kind. We're gonna put it in the description. And I know everybody says buy the glass bottle. Buy the glass bottle. Yes, that's very important if you can. But the one at Costco is sold in a very specific type of a plastic container, and it's very dark. They use the best materials, so that one I believe it's fine as well, because as we will touch probably during the video, a lot of the olive oil is stored in tanks, metal tanks, aluminum tanks that keep it at a certain temperature, keep it from heating, and keep it in a very dark spot. So during transportation, I'm talking about from Italy or from any other region to here. So the way Costco does its business, it's very good, and the way they source it from Italy, I know it's very good. I know where they source it from. I know it's 100% from Italy, one of them. So the extra virgin olive oil cold pressed from Costco, to me, is one of the best on the market here in the United States.
This is not an ad for Costco, by the way. No. Just want to throw that out there. We're not
just
affiliated.
Costco fans because
we just love Costco.
We realize
the value,
that they have the value and the quality.
Yes.
That's it.
And to Alex's point, I've done so many videos on castor oil. We're not going to get into castor oil now, but I'm using it as an example because anytime I haven't said anything about glass, particularly in one of my videos, there's always the person that gets outraged and feels very passionate about letting everyone know it should be in a glass bottle. And I totally get that. I totally get that wanting to do something good. And also I get wanting to stay away from plastic when we can. Unfortunately, that's not always reasonable, and because it's not offered to us. But also you have to understand the way that products are kept, right? The way that they're stored. So if you're going and paying extra for any oil that is in a glass bottle, but it's been stored in a different way, it's really no different than you getting the oil and just pouring it into a glass bottle. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but it's true.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
At Costco, going back to Costco, since they're really transparent, you can see on the back of the bottle, the big jug that they sell of olive oil from Italy in the plastic jug, you can see when it was bottled and when it was, the date and the month of when it was actually produced, and just do a calculation. You can buy one or two of those, bring them home, and then put them in your own glass bottle. That's what we do actually with the one from Italy. It comes in big tanks, and we pour it a little bit at a time when we need it in a very dark glass bottle, which is very important. it's way more important the way you keep your olive oil after you buy it than where the olive oil comes from. If you're buying from a good source, like a good shop like Costco, because you need to keep the olive oil in a dark, non-humid, and kind of cool place. Never leave it out, never leave it near your stove, near the heat, near the sunlight, direct sunlight. Always keep it in your pantry. If your pantry, it's like climate controlled, and you know it's gonna stay in a very cool ambient.
And Alex was saying, just sort of shifting over to, because we're talking a lot about using it internally, which I love, but using it topically, because this is mostly a skincare and beauty channel. Most people are interested in what's it going to do for me when I put it on top of my skin as well. And I love being able to sort of utilize it from both ends, you know what I mean? Take it internally every day and really reap the benefits of that, but also using formulations. If you've used a formulation for many years that includes olive oil, please let me know down in the comments below. My mom was on here in a video with me recently. We did one on olive oil because she is 76 and she has used one for over a decade, our whipped olive oil face butter. And she is just obsessed. That's like the only thing that she uses. And she talks
one of the
about
few products she has.
Yeah, she's very, when I say low maintenance, it's an understatement. She's like a one product type of person. But regardless, I just wanted a different face, a different opinion. I wanted you to see, what someone else that's been using it for a very long time or how they feel about it. So using it topically, you want to make sure that you're using it inside of a really solid formulation. The key to a really good moisturizer is having both humectants and oils. So humectants are things like aloe, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, those things that bring moisture up to the cells of your skin and help you retain it. And then there's butters and oils like olive oil, shea butter is a popular one, cocoa butter, coconut oil, even castor oil. Those things are more occlusive and they help you lock in the moisture. Now, if you used olive oil by itself alone, it would be, somewhere in the middle of the comedogenic scale. It's not really advised to use just on its own alone if you have acne prone skin. And in fact, I wouldn't, as a licensed esthetician, recommend using it alone on top of your skin for other reasons as well. Inside of a skincare formulation that's really great, as he said before, it's loaded with polyphenols. So it's loaded, meaning it's loaded with antioxidants, which helps fight against free radicals. So in that way, it helps protect your skin, which is really beautiful. It also has this, preservation system. It kind of helps in a way keep that skin barrier intact when it's in the right formulation, which is really beneficial for mature skin because as we age, we lose moisture. Alex hears me talk about this stuff all the time. By the way, Alex is like the back end of JQ. So I'm the beauty creator and he works on the technical side. So if you're coming to our website and you need help, like it's Alex on the other end. It's not a robot or AI. So Alex kind of knows a lot of this stuff.
The first questionnaire and the first couple of answers, that's
the auto response.
That's our auto response that I set up, but
that's just to let you know we'll be with you.
It will be me.
It's 99%
of the case.
Yes, so Alex really does know a lot about what I'm saying right now, which is really awesome. But good formulation will have these key components in them. And as I said, as you age, you lose these things like hyaluronic acid that your body normally produces. You lose that oil production. You lose collagen. Right, there you go. So to my point, so you really want something that helps you prevent that water loss. And olive oil isn't going to do that on its own, but in the right formulation, it just offers so many wonderful benefits. This isn't something new. This isn't something that just popped up yesterday. There's even newer formulations from bigger brands because we're a small family-owned business. There's even really, much larger brands that I'm sure you've heard of that use olive oil. And let me put it to you this way: if one of the biggest brands uses olive oil as their superstar ingredient, and they could use literally any ingredient in the entire world, and they have all the money and all the marketing behind them, that should tell you something as well about, you know, the chemist behind the scenes that are the ones that make up a solid, true, whole formulation that gives you those optimal results. So
100%.
I'm just saying, take that into consideration. And also, again, let us know what your experience with olive oil is, what type of olive oil you like, and most importantly, if you have questions, even specifically for Alex, since he is from Italy and knows he literally grew up with the olive trees. That's why I have Alex here today. So please let us know your questions below. And remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.
Ciao from Minnie too.
Ciao, Minnie. Ciao.